So this scope I bought was $5, and it came with all these probes. Most of them are broken. Like this one, the wire on it's really bad. It's like super stiff. These ones here, they're not too bad. Just it's missing the deal. I generally like to have the other piece, but let's see, voltage probe. 100 megahertz, 10x. So it's like 10x whether you like it or not, I think. I'm not sure. I think so. Anyway, see one over there. Looks like we have another one. This one looks a little bit nicer. 10x, 1x, 100 megahertz probe. Tektronix. I guess I could probably look these up and see what fits it. What I would do is, you know, I don't really use an oscilloscope much. These are both the same. What? No way. 15 megahertz. $6101B. Okay, well, apparently my neighbor is using his chainsaw or something. I got this old guy that lives behind me. He looks like he's older than Jesus. And apparently, I think he works for a roofing company. So I don't know what these ones are, but at least you can adjust it pretty easily. So I get that one, and then the matching similar one, and it has everything on it. See this button here? I don't know what the button's supposed to do. Some Tektronix only thing, I guess. So 2 of these, and then there was another probe that was just like floating around where the end of it was cut off. It just needs a BNC. I don't know what I did with it, but all of them are missing the piece except that one. This one's a little bit different. I think this is one of these things that screws on. Yep. Okay. Anyway, these are good to have. I don't know that they're worth $5, but whatever. So this one here doesn't, work for this scope. Let me see here. Let me give this a measure. Now, if this scope was accurate, more so, I think this would be a pretty cool scope. We're looking at a frequency of 1 kilohertz, negative, or AC 5 volts. So he shows us that. Average 2.5. Max 4.9. Anyway, this probe would need to be adjusted for this scope, but I think it's designed for the 400 megahertz scope. I don't know. So anyway, this is the scope that I accidentally transmitted into the waveform generator. This model does not come with the waveform generator. This is just a 2-channel 100 megahertz oscilloscope. However, you put a USB stick in here and you flash the firmware to the upgraded model. All the hardware is inside of here, and basically you can then change it. But unfortunately, I overloaded it with RF on accident. I was trying to inject a signal into a radio. Look at this. This thing is touchy. So if we were to go into this thing here, I don't know where the hell the thing is. Utility, maybe. We go system info. See, it's a DSO 2D15. No, it's a DSO 2C10. So it thinks it's 150 megahertz with an arbitrary waveform generator. So in all actuality, I should just probably flash this back to the original firmware, and I'll have exactly what I paid for. 100 megahertz oscilloscope without a generator. That's just how they are. So, but the way Handtech makes them is all three models all have all the hardware in them, or at least they did when I bought mine. And then you can just actually firmware unlock the differences. So they will make this scope on the assembly line. They'll put a different sticker on it, and they'll put different firmware on it. And then you pay like I think these were $200 and the other one's like $275. So I don't really care for this oscilloscope. I'm not a technician type of guy. I'm not like a power user. I don't often use an oscilloscope, but when I do, I expect it to be, simple, easy, and accurate. And what I found was, like, for this particular scope, it doesn't measure frequency very well unless you have everything perfect. And so sometimes we go ahead and hit auto set, it'll pull it up pretty close, but you'll have the wrong frequency. So you have to adjust your voltage per division, or you have to adjust your time. And then so, like, depending on the signal you're looking at, all of a sudden the frequency starts to change. Let's see. This one's not changing because it's a pretty strong signal because it's in the generator. But we see we went out of range to 20 volts and it doesn't even read anything. But it certainly works. It's just, I don't know. And a professional person would never ever use this. They would call it a kid's toy, which it is. So now these old Tektronix, they're old, they're laboratory quality grade. I've got another one up here, and this one works great, except for this does not work. So that's kind of how they are when you get these things at a ham radio swap meet. People dump their stuff that is not fixable, or it's too old or whatever, and it generally doesn't work right. You could probably buy 20 of these before you found one that was perfect. So anyway. So, just for comparison, you can see, So really, when I need an oscilloscope, I've already got one, But it would be nice to fix this one. I just kind of do it for fun. I don't need it. I don't need 400 megahertz. Anyway, I think I'm going to take a break and move on to cleaning up my mess.